It's okay. Off your mic. It's okay. She off your mic. Like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you. Welcome to Maiyegun's Diary Politico, the Sunday sermon today.
Maiyegun Diary, ẹ farabalẹ̀ ṣe o kẹ́gọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu. Maiyegun Diary, àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary.
Share the broadcast with your friends. Tell them that Maiyegun is live. I missed Sunday sermon. I don't know if you do as well. I actually missed Sunday sermon, and I'm bringing it back again. Sunday sermon is where Maiyegun, the chief priest, the Baba Gio of Temple of Truth, speaks directly to your conscious and your subconscious mind, where some of what I'm going to say are somehow going to get some people unsettled, make you unsettled. But guess what? You're going to love it at the end of the day. And this is the moment when you see the Buhari Danes, the Buhari Diderins, when you see the Buhari Dinotus, the Buhari Dijatus, the Buhari Shukus, the Ungoziaris, the Unnekaaris, the obedient fools, the sophisticated morons, and the ombud slaves of this world, the Mumumadus, the Bele lecturers, and the Mumu lecturers of this world. They are now newly recruited, armed, Facebook adsmen, social media bandits. This is where they don't like me. Sunday sermon, where I say it just as usual anyway. Yeah, say it the way it is, but in a very different way, kind of more personal, because I want to speak directly to your hearts. It doesn't mean that you're going to listen to me, but what? You're going to watch me.
Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun diary.
Share the broadcast with your friends. Tell them that Maiyegun is live and it is Sunday sermon.
Maiyegun diary. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun diary.
Now, the way it normally works is that when you say you can't save Liejirians, when you see anybody or anyone who stand up and say, one Liejiriya, the reason why you can't save them is because the only thing they are holding on to is that lie. And that lie is called Liejiriya. Liejiriya is a place where the oppressed, loves their own oppressors differently. When you meet them, they will give you reasons why. They preferred their own thieves, and they love their thieves differently. There are those who calm themselves, they call them articulators, articulated morons, articulated idiots, and the articulated slaves. So they love their oppressors differently, but they do love their oppressors. And when they hate the other's oppressor, you will think they themselves are not under the oppression of another oppressor that they really wish continue to oppress them differently. So then they have the habit, when they make up their bed, the way they make their bed every time, and they now have to lie on that bed, they blame other people for it. It is so convenient, from their leaders to the followers, because they are living a lie called Liejiriya. Now, if any of them says, one Nigeria cannot break, stop all this nonsense, blah, 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 because, ask him why. It will tell you because Nigeria is one, which is a lie. Therefore, he is a Liejiriyan. So if you see them beating their chests up like that, we will deal with you. No. It's just oppressed person enjoying his oppression, his slavery, and wondering why you are complaining. So when the consequences of this comes, then they will find a convenient scapegoat for their political leaders. The convenient scapegoat in Nigeria are the Igbos. If Boko Haram has constipation, if Boko Haram's dementia goes bad, they blame the Igbos for it. To the point that they pass it on to other oppressed, enslaved, impoverished Nigerians, Liejirians. They forward it to them, they pass it on to them that, listen, the reason why there is insecurity in Liejiriya is because of those who want to have Biafra. How does that relate? But in Liejiriya, where they live a lie, it makes sense. It makes sense to their followers who loves their oppressors differently to blame Igbos too. Very convenient. And when they are not blaming Igbos, trust me, they are blaming themselves. And that is where religion comes in. You see, where government fails, religion covers. Where politicians fail to deliver, people begin to face Sky Daddy. When there is no electricity, they try to talk to the Sky Daddy. When there is no good road or hospitals, they know they have brought upon themselves terrible human beings who are their slave masters, right? But they can't fight them. So they turn to the Sky Daddy to start with. And in the process of talking to the Sky Daddy, telling Sky Daddy about all their problems, why they cannot get jobs, why life is so hard, so terrible, so rigged against them, why their leaders are so corrupt, so selfish, so self-centered, so greedy, enough, so unconcerned about them. They turn to Sky Daddy, then they begin to see vision. They'll begin to see visions. Then that's when they will realize that your village people were actually the reason why you cannot have enough money to be able to become a local government to yourself, where you can provide your own electricity, provide your own housing, provide your own water, provide your own school, provide your own healthcare, provide your own security. You know what I'm talking about? When you cannot do all of that, in order to make you feel like you are better than others, then they say, now your village people. Now that grandma, they know that your star, your destiny is meant to be great. Now, say Liejiriya destiny great. The crippled giant called Liejiriya, is that a great one? To say you have it. Then they are telling you that your Ogo superstar ni. But now one village mama, they hold on to your destiny. I saw it in the vision. I was praying to God. I was praying to Sky Daddy. And Sky Daddy said, now your village people, we have a revival. That's how where government failed. Religion comes in. People started looking for hope. They're looking for survivor. They're looking for something to hold on to where their government failed. But guess what? When Sky Daddy no answer, then they begin to also blame other people around them. Now my uncle no one help me. Now my auntie, they are rich. They just want us to remain poor. They never want to help anybody. That's what they do. You don't know that your uncle self now they manage, because in Nigeria, what you have is management of poverty. You see? Management of poverty. The fear of poverty. And that is why I said, yes, you may see people living in opulence in Nigeria. They are not different from slaves, right? You may see them living in opulence, living large. But when you look at them very well, individually, you will realize that what they are suffering from may not be the kwashoko poverty, the hard one, kokoronko one. Their own poverty is poverty of the mind. Poverty of the mind, which will make somebody who has arrived, I just arrived. It will go on and go and build a house in a swamp, spent hundreds of millions of naira, buy himself a very, very expensive automobile to be driven on no road, right? And you'll be wondering, how is that so convenient for them? Because that's them arrive. And if you go to Lagos, where is the slum headquarters of the world? They call it mega city. Lagos mega city, the mega slum. Well, if you have been to some areas where they have put up all these choice properties and expensive properties everywhere, right? And you look around, you see and you smell the poverty so close. And you wonder, how come they are so rich that they can't build a decent society? Yet they are rich. It's because they are all poor. Poverty of the mind. So it is so difficult to help people like that, because you have to make them believe that they are living a lie first, before they will reject something that make them so fixated and so stagnant with that position. And I think every day we are winning. We are doing that. I was in Lagos yesterday, not physically, but me and you, we go Lagos now, the mega slum of the world. So loving your oppressors means that it will be difficult for you to really make a decision on what you really want, because there will always be an affiliation. Even those who are holding forth for Sky Daddy on earth, those ones they are also pretty much expecting fruition. They are expecting you to be fruitful. So if those who claim to be your government have failed enough, you shouldn't be defending that same system, like I would say. But guess what? They are pretty much in love with their chain. Starting with this, so I picked this up. They were doing election. Let's start from there. You have seen the escalation of poverty everywhere now, where people pretend that they are all right, okay? Because they still go to Owambe every weekend. They still put on their Ashwebi, the latest one they bought, 1.5, so that they can have something, you know what I'm talking about. So they still do that, but they pretend. Struggling, suffering. They say, Nigeria bad, Nigeria bad. But the same poor people, I don't know how much they pay them all. In Lagos yesterday, where many people just left them, they are even rigging the election. They conducted local government election, right? They have written the names of those who are going to be their local government and everything there, yeah? Civil society. For all of you who are somehow watching me from Lagos, and you easily get offended when we talk about all these gang of criminals that some of you are so proud to call your leaders, starting from Tifnumbu, the Jaga Wiri, the Jaga Bandit, the Jaga Addict, the Jaga, the Jaga Bandit of Lagos, so to say. Jagbajantis, somebody call him Jagbajantis. Tifnumbu, starting from him to that one called Isaleko Barack Obama. That is Fashola, the former, the Minister of Darkness, potholes and homelessness in Nigeria. Fashola. And then go to who next? This current one, Ade Pointer, Ade Gator, Sonwoiku. From the beginning to the last, some of you will think you are living in a decent society. Lagos is. And na poor people. They reguna in. You are still rigging yourselves. Imagine, people will be say they don't write results. They are the lax yek. They are still rigging themselves. Poor people rigging election for thieves that will appropriate money and to themselves, and then they will then give them bread, loaf of bread, 1,000 naira. People didn't come out. And do you know what they are saying? They said, because people did not come out now, if you don't go out to vote, they will use your ballot paper. What do you expect? I've been reading that. That's a typical Nigerian. You get that now? What I started with, right? Typical Liejiriyan. They don't really hate crime. They don't really hate corruption. They don't really hate stealing or looting. Not that they are really averse to oppression or enslavement. If you look very well, what Liejirians don't like is if they are not the one doing the stealing, doing the oppression, the suppression. You know what I'm talking about? If they are not the one doing it, then it is not right. It's very wrong. How can you, But give a typical Liejirian that small power too, right? Oh, watch. Give him that chance to be where they can change election results to whoever he wants. Oh dear, watch. You will see that he is not different from the criminals who seems to have brought this upon them. And that is why you will always see millions miling around these guys. Not because they have direct benefit, because they see themselves in them. So that is why it is easier when you see when Nigeria government kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Those who are Liejirians, who are living under the bondage and the chain of the oppressive, tyrannical, dictatorial, murderous, Bokwari and gang, and have submitted to their own fate, right? They were celebrating. They captured him. Yes, our slave master can capture anybody. Do you think you are better than our slave master? That's exactly what it is, right? When they attacked and killed people inside the Oloye Sunday Igboho's house, we have them too. And that's why I said, Liejirians, they love their oppressors differently. Watch this.
He's from Akoko. He start political talks. He start talks. Ogun start political talks. This is the wire. 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 If you buy your police, you see here. Let us go. Let us go. Let us go.
There is no police there to arrest those who snatched ballot box. That was Lagos yesterday. Lagos State. Where Tifnumbu, the progressives. We don't call them progressives. We call them the progress thieves. Thugs. Bunch of political criminals. Some of them educated. But if you ask what is the legacy of Tifnumbu in Lagos, that is his legacy. That is exactly what we are living with. In northern Nigeria, you will see children with voters card, and you will see the INEC officials accrediting them, and they will be voting. Yes. In southern Nigeria, especially from Lagos State and southwest Nigeria, they have breed of thugs. 20 years of democracy, we breeded thugs, armed political thugs, and Lagos State is their headquarters. Trust me, people know that. I don't even have to repeat that, back to you. But that is the Lagos State, almighty Lagos State, ordinary local government election conducted by them. And you know why? It's not really different. Look at this guy. He's been their senator, and they were discussing transfer of election electronically so that there won't be all this kind of people snatching ballot box. Once you count the ballot and you transmit the results. They were supposed to be the progressives, but when the chance came at the National Assembly to make it to make the voice heard, this is what you have to say.
I vote capital no to any amendment proposed by Senator Afam Batsi on the electronic transmission of voting. Thank you.
How is that?
70 years old man. But
because they snatch ballot boxes in Lagos, they falsify electoral results, they declare themselves winner in every election, and they give back the same thing: poverty back to back, poverty, corruption back to back, underdevelopment, slum, the mega slum of Nigeria. Don't even go to Ogun State. Go. or take a tour to Oshun and all those other places. And then you get to know the damages that Liejiriya has done. And people ask, why? How did all this started? I mean, how do we get out of this? We said, well, let us start from what really brought us to Nigeria and why should we continue to be part of Nigeria? Under what condition? This arrangement or another arrangement, an arrangement that they don't want to discuss. Yorubas are part of Nigeria today, where 80% of our own resources serves Nigeria and Liejirians. And when I say that, it simply means that the arrangement they put together in Nigeria, make the Yorubas to give 80% of our own resources. Like 100%, by the way, 100%, but they give us something back, peanut. We have a population of over, in Nigeria, in that Yoruba land, we have a population of over 60 million people to start with. Now, 60 million people, where your resources have been taken in a way through legislation that says you have no right to access that your own resources. And when I say resources, both human and natural, they put something in place called federal character. Federal character in Nigeria. Federal character means every zone, everywhere will contribute to the administration of Nigeria through commerce, governance, and policies and all that. In return, Nigeria is also going to give us a protection over what is ours. So from the on-go, we have been shortchanged enough that if we drill anywhere in Yoruba land, if we drill anywhere, now borehole with a drill to find water. Yet, we have what I believe are enough to feed and take care of our people, enough to develop policies that really, really affect our people. What are the policies that affect our people, and how do you fund them when you don't have money? Somebody told me earlier, and he said that, but with the little money they are giving to these state governors, they are looting the money. I was like, of course, because Nigeria allows them to loot it. The Yorubas didn't put a system in place to say, this is the type of government we want in Yoruba land. It was forced on us, whereby we have no say. No, not a say. We have reported illegal drill, where they are not illegal miners, in every part of Yoruba land today, mining gold, mining different kind of resources, cutting down our timbers, and unaccounted for, while an average Yoruba son, Yoruba daughter, children, right, go to bed hungry. You have policies that can change lives, but you have no money that can really make them work. They said Nigeria is the poverty capital of the world. Yorubas are part of that Nigeria. Therefore, we are also part of the poorest people in the world. And we can actually be better. So the arrangement that they put together, which makes us beggars. Beggars. The Fulanis are in control of the Ministry of your Finance. They are in control of your central bank. They are in control of anything that has to do with monetary policies. Therefore, even they are in control of what they share and what they declare and what they share. So what they do is that they focused on what gives them immediate cash, right? Which is the oil. Now, they focused on that, failed to develop that, and abandoned every other thing that could at least make us stand on our feet by ourselves, finance our projects, and help our people in a saner way without being beggarly, right? Or borrowers. There is a tool called Google. You can make use of it if you really want to have an idea how enriched the land of Yoruba and the Yoruba people, how enriched are we? But guess what? Nigeria put a limitation to us, whereby we have to dream less. Even if we dream more, they put a ceiling on that. Economically, we are what? We have been handicapped. Now, if we want to be part of this continuous Nigeria, something that allows a Fulani man to own oil block in Niger Delta, something that put an embargo on the Yoruba people from drilling our own oil, drilling our own gas, developing our own legislation, developing the type of government we want. We don't want governors. We don't want status of assemblies. We don't want all this waste. We can sit together and say, well, this is what we want and how we want to live and how we want to grow. Yes, we can, because that was what we signed up for in 1960, right? Rather than being beggarly that we are today. Okay, so we can blame everybody for our problem, but one thing we should never forget is that we always have every generation will always have that opportunity to redeem what was lost. So Yorubas have enough, but here it is, we can't touch them. Can you believe that? We can't touch them, and the federal character arrangements that should have given the Yorubas, the Igbos, the Ijaws, the Shekiris, the Tifis, everybody from every part of what is today's Liejiriya, yeah? What could have given them the sense of belonging, inclusion, involvement in nation building, whereby when you say federal character, it means if Zamfara is going to contribute any military, any soldier into Nigeria military, the same number is what the people from Abia must contribute. If the people from Kano are going to contribute 10 soldiers into the Nigeria military, the people of the people of Onitsha or Enugu must be able to also contribute the same number, right? If Kano has 40 local government areas, Ekiti must have 40 local government areas as well. If that's fairness, by the way, right? Now, if Zamfara or Borono are to have 30, are to have 5 senators or what have you, then Oshun must also have 5 senators who will be representing them. Every representative from every state, that's what is called inclusion, federal character, equal representation. If your children are to gain admission into the unity school, federal character, your children must be able to score the same mark like the child that is coming from Abia, coming from Abeokuta. If your son, your daughter is coming from Zamfara, that is fairness. Now, what should the Zamfara do to make their children at par with children of the Abia, with the children of Anambra, with the children of Oyo? They should invest their money in education, federal character. If you want to have the equal, you have to have the equal number of representation inside the police, inside their military, inside their air force, including in government. That is what is called federal character, inclusion, involvement. When you throw out employment posts out there, you don't give those posts to your own clan, to your tribe, in order for you to dominate, in order for you to eventually control, which is the primary goal of many, many tribes. And they live apart and pretend to be one, right? Live apart and they pretend to be one. And that's why we call them Liejiriya. All of these things are what we can call fairness, equality. You know what I mean? But you lack that in Nigeria. You do. Now, we, the Yorubas, are trapped in that. Whereby, if you want to, well, they put all the money in the same jar. In 2020, the entire money generated in the entire 19 states in northern Nigeria was put at between 300 and 400 million naira. The entire money generated all over the country, including southern Nigeria, by all these states in 2020 was put at 1.3 trillion naira. So it means that the 17 states from southern Nigeria generated over 1 trillion naira. And that is exactly what happened the way they also administer the country. We have people who have become so complacent. They have become so lazy because the system allowed it. Yeah? Zamfara doesn't have to worry itself. As long as it's going to get money from Abuja every month. It doesn't have to worry where the money is coming from. Right? But the people of Niger Delta will have to live with a destroyed environment where they can no longer farm. They can no longer fish. They can no longer live a normal economic life. with no assistance. I'm not even forgetting those criminals who are using those ones' names to continue to make money while their people live in poverty. Same thing with the Zamfara, where as much as, the Fulani bandits, the terrorists, continue to kidnap and kill en masse in Zamfara. Zamfara doesn't have to worry about the economic ruin. They will get money from Abuja every month. It doesn't matter where it's coming from. And that is an arrangement that will continue to keep our people poor, right? That's what will keep our children out of schools. Our children, we should be getting quality education, standard education in Yoruba land, right? When they take everything away there and they give the stipend back to those that are representing them, called the governors and all of that, who are representing themselves, by the way, when they give the stipend back to them, then you expect them to invest that money in education, in healthcare, in infrastructure, and the rest. And you watch them plunder the money, steal the money, and continue to do so. They give money to local governments. We watch them in Yoruba land, right? The governors, when they give them money, not just Yoruba land, everywhere. That's what I'm talking about. That they go to the Abuja, the governors, they collect their own money. They collect money for their state. Now, for their local government. So the numbers of local government they have, right, is how much money they get. Now, if a local government, like my own local government in Ogun State right now, Odogbolu local government, you won't believe it. The Odogbolu local government collects at least over 350 million naira every month from Abuja. The same way the Apakme, the collect and share. Odogbolu local government collects at least between 300 and 400 million naira every month, right? When I was in Nigeria, well, that's a long time ago, okay? Odogbolu local government used to pay the annual salary, the monthly salary for their staffs, right? They used to pay around 35 to 40 million naira. That was the salary of the entire local government staff. So when Gbenga Daniel was there as governor of Ogun State, he collaborated. That's what happened. He collaborated with the state assembly. So they put a law together. They called it the local government and state joint account. So they now told the local governments that because the money coming from Abuja is not much, so all of the 20 local governments in Ogun State, all your money will go into this account, including our own money, the state money. So that money can be big, so that we can then prioritize projects in your local government areas. Okay? So if you want to have any project, all your money will come to me. Then we will then do all the project together as a team. So that was how he deceived them. They agreed. So the first month, when the money will come from Abuja, the money entered their account. But you see, the local government money entered their account, the joint account. The state money went straight to the state account, where Gbenga Daniel controls, right? Now, he now ordered the local government areas that all of you all have to support Gateway Front Foundation. That's how they do all the proxy stealing, okay? But listen. So after setting up and legislating and passing a law to open a joint account with local government, now when the money started coming in, they now told all the 20 local government areas that, listen, you have to donate 50 million naira from your allocation to Gateway Front Foundation, which was owned by his wife, Funke Daniel. You must contribute 50 million naira from your local government. So Funke Daniel, being the wife of the governor, will collect 50 million naira from each local government every month to support our foundation, Gateway Front Foundation, where they are sharing wheelchair, they are doing eye tests, they are giving people injection, they are giving, what I mean, something that if the 50 million naira, if they told the local government area that we want you to be investing 50 million naira in a primary health care in your local government, don't give it to any foundation. 50 million naira will provide all those facilities, medical care for the people of Odogbolu local government, but they have to give the money to the wife of Gbenga. How much is 50 million by 20 again? Is that not 1 billion naira? 1 billion, Abi. So Gbenga Daniel's wife was making 1 billion naira every month as far back as 2003. Think back, 1 billion every month, and Gbenga spent 8 years in power. They shared wheelchair, they shared eyeglasses, contact lenses, they shared book, they shared so many. But you know what? The jamboree, the stage, the musical stage, the ashwebi that they always kind of all put on to go and do that sharing of wheelchair and all of that, the expenses on that is far more than the wheelchair they were sharing. And immediately Gbenga Daniel government ended. Gateway Front Foundation died. So they opened that door to loot local government money. Another thing Gbenga did, I am using my own state because I have evidence of all of this. And you can tell that with what I'm telling you right now, this is not a make-up story. The individuals involved, they are alive. And you can go back there and talk to people on the streets, what I just told you now. Now, it is a system that allowed them all. That's what I'm going to. And we did not put that system in place because those guys are not representing us. After stealing and limiting us, they now gave room to looters, criminals, who are ready to, as long as they continue to say they are governors of one Liejiriya, they can do whatever they like. After collecting 50 million from every local government for Gateway Front Foundation, Gbenga also ordered all the local governments that, listen, don't think because we have so much money in this account. What I'm going to say is that any contract that is more than 20 million, you have to bring it to Abeokuta. So that then turned the local government chairman that time to road graders, building painters, signboard designers. Are you following? So Gbenga was the only one who would then come and do. So Gbenga now started, here's another one. Gbenga now started what is called OGROMA, Ogun State Road Maintenance Agency. Very, very good idea, Abi. Lovely idea. But it was a conduit pipe too. So OGROMA, the local OGROMA will now become, OGROMA will now became the contractor, official contractor for the local government areas. So that now OGROMA started constructing every road a kilometer of road for just 30 million. So if they come to your local government and you have 15 kilometers of road, now 100 and, what am I talking? 30 million times 10. That's 450 million naira. Now, if you say, now like a 2 months allocation, you go pay for 14-kilometer road. So Gbenga himself now faced the big engine, the bigger companies, Julius Baja, all this for his own Jamboree roads, where he was constructing a single kilometer of road for 300 million naira. Okay, that may shock you. Well, don't worry. The person that came after him, Ibikunle Omoamushi Amosun, is a senator now. He sustained the arrangement. He continued. He didn't open any foundation for his wife, but he continued to deduct local government allocation. So if they receive 300 million, 400 million, Amosun will call all of them, give them 100 million. They started collecting uniform allowance. Meanwhile, they don't receive uniform allowance or allocation from Abuja. You know who Amosun now put in charge of local government? His own brother. They call him Alhaji Agba. That one then became overnight billionaire. Those who know the story, they are in Ogun State watching me right now. So when Amosun now came, Baba, that one changed the whole story. 7 kilometers of road, 14 billion. 12.5 billion for 7 kilometers of road. Gbenga Daniel was constructing a kilometer of road for 300 million per kilometer. Amosun, they construct a home for 1.2 billion, 1.3 billion per kilometer. Last, Ogun State is not different from a place where they just came out of war. Go to Ogun State. I know many of you love to go to Abeokuta. No, don't go to Abeokuta. In my own local government area alone, Odogbolu local government area, We have 52 towns and villages under Odo-Ogbolu local government areas alone. The entire Ogun state has over 230 something wards. And you see every ward is like a town. And not just town, right? It's also pretty much like has other communities under them. Villages, small communities. Oh boy, go there. You go weep and say, oh boy, 20 years after democracy. But the same people will rig election for Amosun 2023. They will carry gun for him. And that's why I said, because they believe in one Liejiriya. You can't help them. You can't save them. But the only thing you can do is to continue to tell them that once this blows over, there's a place to come back to. Your sanity. Because even if you don't think this is redeemable, I do. Because even if you are living in that chain, if you are living in that contraption and the rest of that, you can still come out of it. Coming out of it means you have to psychologically come out of it. You have every right to call their bluff, stop believing in them, start listening to yourself, because you can't be doing the same thing again and again and expect a different result and still tell me that you are not a madman. Of course, you'll be a madman. The same Liejirians, they are waiting. They are waiting that, almighty Liejiriya, they have to bring Igboho to Liejiriya. They have to bring Igboho to Liejiriya. They are celebrating. And you ask them, what will then change in your miserable, unfortunate existence if you continue to believe that Liejiriya is your country? How many times they will tell you that Nigeria is not for you? They celebrate. They said, I was reading one on this morning. I was reading one thing online this morning. They said, it was like something like bloggers are saying Sunday Igboho is this, Sunday Igboho is on his way to Germany and this and that, blah, 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 blah. Then he added something. He said, these are the people who pushed Sunday Igboho to all this problem. That is typical of Nigerian. When you meet a typical Liejirian, he's watching me right now. He's there, blaming Igboho, and say those bloggers are those who drag him to it. That's how Nigeria will bring him back one day. If they now bring him back to Nigeria, what is that going to change in your lives? That's the question you should ask. Your oppressors, your slave masters, because they are not touching you directly right now, you feel like you are better off. Abi, when they bring Igboho to Nigeria, how is that then going to change your your unfortunate, miserable existence? How? You are still going to remain there. Their police are still going to shoot at you and kill you anyway. Somebody told me, he sent me a message and said, you don't need to be cocky. You don't need to be petty. I was like, oh, weary. If not because that people have told me that children are now watching Maiyegun. Go and ask those who know Maiyegun 3 years ago. Yeah, 2-3 years ago. When I wasn't really that agent. They talk about being petty, being cocky. I don't even know what they mean. But I know that you think probably something like you don't need to be petty like that. You can say anything, you can share Olofo, me petty. Me maybe say petty, now my middle name. And then being cocky, then tell me say my other middle name. I get many. If I really use the word I use very well on Maiyegun's diary Politico, when we were still so raw, you will tell me that I'm being petty. Me petty. Maiyegun petty. Maiyegun, sorry, you say Maiyegun petty diary Politico. Emi gongon ni petty. Ko pe mi ni petty. You see, you want him to be brought back because that is something that you want to see. I say, yes, I want to. They brought Mazi Nnamdi Kanu back. And for the past 3 weeks, the bandits, as you call them, the terrorists, they have killed more than 500 of you. In 3 weeks, so. Who told you that even if they brought Igboho back, You will be alive when he walks out, eh? We are telling you that, you see, those they are targeting, those ones, they know what they are fighting. But many of you don't know what you are fighting. And you don't even know what is fighting you. And what is fighting you is that warped, jaundiced, enslaved mind of yours as a Liejiriyan. It is fighting you, and you can't see it. And therefore, you see those who have stood up to say, yeah, we will not be coward, we will not be subdued in any way. They have found their own calling. They can fight it, they can die for it. But you, and they hold you. Even Sky Daddy cannot save you if they are really ready for you. Trust me. Ask those that they killed in the last 3 weeks. Bokwari can't protect you. Liejiriya can't defend you. I saw a video just a moment ago. A video where Liejiriya terrorist military, they were in a maize farm. Oh boy. And they started cutting everything down. They were cutting everything down. They said because the farmer pushed the Fulani terrorist out of his farm from invading his farm. You know what they did? They went back there. The military, Nigeria. You are living in a country where you can be killed. You are more to be killed by those who are to protect you than how you can probably get. You can easily die if you travel to the Sahara Desert. Right before your eyes, they brought Mazi Nnamdi Kanu back. The terrorism escalated. More children are kidnapped. More people are kidnapped. More people are killed. And Bokwari is inside the old rock. Doing what? Laughing all of you off like this. Even those who employed people on behalf of a Sky Daddy, they know that there is no room for incompetence, failure, and lies. You saw when our Baba Gio Bishop Oyedepo said they sacked some church pastors because they were not fruitful, they were not delivering. Of course, that's some people said that's so wrong. That's so wrong. No. Don't be quick to judge. Okay, you see, if where they sack them from is actually the house of God, then it is wrong to sack men of God. Those who are working for God, that's very wrong. But if the place they sacked them is a business center, for those who are pretty much grounded in business and all of that, business, profit, and all of that, then they were right to be sacked. Now it's up to you what you call the place they sacked them. Okay? Now, house of God or business center. So your answer will determine if their sack is right or wrong. But let us use fruitfulness, being productive, and being honest as quality of those who should represent God to start with. Fruitfulness, godliness, and all of that. They now ask Baba Oyedepo, why would not sack people where they work for God? Not be God house. Shouldn't that be a church or a business center? Now here is your answer. Something to tell you that even those of you who come in to defend, using God and all of that to defend the criminal politicians when they fail you, Sky Daddy and his representative here, they disagree. And here is the answer.
He didn't say go and bring the rich. People are confused about our ministry. And like some fellow said, they are not bringing income. That's why they ask them to go. We ask you to go because you're unfruitful. Unfruitful, blatant failure. Doing what there? We have no patience with failure here. Amen. Now, when we employed 7,000 people at a time, social media was dead. Dead. We have more employees in this organization than most of the states. No one is owed a dime salary, and we don't borrow, we don't beg. Ask our bank whether we take overdraft. We are covenant bond people, walking in the light of God's word, enjoying an open heaven. We have fully delivered the first phase of 1,000 plus buildings in the rural churches. None of those churches can generate that fund in the next 30 years. No. We are hunting after souls. Money, nonsense. Money. We've never lacked it, and yet we have never prayed for it. We are just simply obeying God, and He's backing up what He's asking us to do. Awesome God. Now the next set is about to be flagged off. Just certifying the landed property issues. Nothing else. We have no lack of anything. The world is confused. Walking in the light of God's word. Please obey God to the full and watch out for His manifestations in your life. Can I hear your loudest amen? Can I hear your loudest amen?
Amen, Pastor. Thank you very much. I like him. I like him. He's a pastorpreneur, very smart, a businessman to the core. Please don't take offense if you attend this church. And if you take offense, you can go and jump. There's this thing I always say, like only love blue ara to ba. But again, I'm talking about Baba Gio. Okay, he's a pastorpreneur, a businessman to the core, a very smart person. And it's true, he knows how to make his money. He's not just taking money from people's tithes. Forget tithe. Tithe now. Tithe. No, don't forget tithe. That's tithe now. Something very, very important in Christ. So I don't want to question that. But you see that guy, very smart guy. Straight to it. We employ. When I was growing up, now God, they say now God, they call people. I told you that story. God will call you and say, my son. You see how God, who is that guy called? God called when he was a fisherman. Chena John. Which one Jonah? Which one they side we be fisherman? We God tell us, say, yeah, leave that thing and follow me. Something like that. So God, when I was growing up, that was what they told us about God. But now today, you will develop CV. You will write employment letter, and they will employ you. And he's right. You have thousands of people employed. Those are the people telling others that if God call me, except if it's not God that call me. Government failure, religion comes in, manipulation comes in, everybody confused, and here we are. You say, I say, God, my father, you called me. Who called you? Who called you, bros? Now, Oyedepo employ you. You be employee of Oyedepo to preach the word of God. Stop confusing people that God called you. And that's how they brought the confusion. Imagine, having in a country as confused as Nigeria, where people pray more than prayer. It is the religious capital of the world. You won't believe it. Nigeria get religion rich, so we export it. It is not just crude oil that we export in Nigeria. We export religion. Go everywhere. We are everywhere. Miracle everywhere. Winning souls for God, which is great. That's how good we are. But go back home. We are different breed, though. Not different thing entirely. Forget it. So how do you think people where government don't destroy their psyche, how do you think they will escape from the wolves sent out there by Oyedepo, by Adeboye, by many, many of them who are in bed with different of these oppressors? Bite me. Oh yeah, bite me if you can. Bite. Oh yeah, bite me if you can. If that gets you angry. do you escape? Every corner you turn to, they are shouting at you. Everywhere you turn to, they are shouting at you. You are going to FIR. You are going to FIR. If you go turn to the left, you are going. Which level? Now, navigate man there. We will not go leave first before we die. They say, no, you don't need to leave. This world is not yours. Who tell you? It's because these jobless people have been given jobs by these pastorpreneurs. They don't win soul. They just want to win your pockets. Whatever can come out of it. Anything. And if you know, agree, let me tell you something, right? Go home and tell your neighbor that if they don't give me money, they are going to a fire.
I am going to give every one of you, pastors, an opportunity to repent tonight. And then to go back immediately after this convention and restitute your ways with your congregation. Make it clear to them. Anyone who is not paying his tithe is not going to heaven. Full stop.
I am Maiyegun General, the chief priest, the general overseer, the all-one Buruburu one, the Odogu of Temple of Truth. All of you, brethren, watching me right now, I want you to go home and tell your neighbor, your brothers and sisters, that Liejiriya is not for them. The earlier you know this, the earlier the better for you. You are not going to hell. You are not going to heaven. Now here we'll go fight them. When we get to that place, we'll go to sort that one later. The earlier you know this, the better for you. Odogu has spoken. And to the brethren of the Temple of Truth, this is the voice of the gods. They manipulate us, they make us feel so less, they make us so incompetent, they make us feel like we are incapable because Nigeria is modeled to brainwash you, to make you feel so incompetent like the country itself, even when you think you can do something better. So we can do better. They say if you know better, do better. People will say Nigeria will hail thee. Before they turn them to arise to compatriots. Last, all na scam. It all started like this. So the Liejiriya that they told you to continue to hail thee.
To the Nigerian national anthem, Mr. Albert Congo raises the flag of the new nation.
Whatever that is, right? But I prefer this better than that. Oh, ino lolo tarara. Now, let us come back to life again. The situation of Nigeria is so dicey. I don't know what that means, but what I intend to say there is that the situation of Nigeria no get hope. People can make you create one. You can do all you can. You know, when you get to that point where you think, oh, this is it. Maybe it's going to change. It's not going to change anything. You're going to go back to that square one. Now so then deceive our parents. Now so. Just wait till next one. Next one will show them. Next one will show them. Now lie. All will come back to nothing. Before you know it, you have already turned to 60. I have been shouting. I've been thinking that maybe when I grow up, Nigeria will change. No, it's not going to change. I'm already 37. In 3 years' time. It's not even 3 years' time. In 2 years and 5 months, I'm going to be 40 years old. Oh boy, 40. Maiyegun, that Maiyegun kekere then. Oh, now so you. Now, so until you see people coming to your door, they will say they want to come and marry my daughters, or they want to my son. You know what I'm talking about? You will say, "Hey, oh boy, I don't hold though." I was thinking about, man, I'm so old now, and I'm getting to that point where I can die. You know, that kind of a thing. Like every day now, I'm getting to that reality. I am now beyond that age where you are like youthful. Oh, I want to, you know what I'm talking about. Now you begin to think about what you want to do. No, not what you want to do anymore. What you are doing, what you want to leave behind. What if you die? You are getting to that stage. I'm getting to that stage now. So if you are still young and you are not listening to me, you are believing in one Liejiriya. By the time you get to my age, they still they call me boy. I'll be boy. But in 3 years' time, people go to say, young man. Well, they are calling me young man now anyway. But imagine, in another 12 years, I will be 50 years old. If I'm lucky to live that long, which I hope I do, right? Now, in 12 years' time, I'll be 50. Oh boy, 50. Now, if I used to look at 50 years old people as, oh boy, an old man, or these old people. Some of them are 50 watching me right now. Now, I can't really say too old. Well, you are still old. You are old people. Now, not fault. But you know what? I'm going to turn 52. And when I turn 50, who am I going to blame? The people in their 70s. Hello, Maiyegun, how are you? How are you doing? You are doing well. When I turn to 80, am I going to be blaming the people in their 80s? We have a chance now. You can change it. You can make a difference. It all starts from here. Some of you think the change will have to always be like the physical. The physical is just going to complement what is here. Once you psychologically detach yourself from the lie, it will be easier for you to take in some information to process, information that will help you discover others. And when the number grows, trust me, we can pull the greatest stunt you will ever see. You will ever see. But when people are already locked up here, enslaved here, there is nothing. Yeah, you can say no stunt you can perform. They will just be looking at you like, waiting they do this one. Waiting they do you. But I say you know what I'm talking about. So my job is to unlock that mind, unlock that brain, make you be confident of yourself. When you're thinking that this is not right, I want to be assuring you that yes, you are thinking right. Stop giving excuses, making up a diversion. Something like, oh, maybe it's because of this. When it is wrong, it is wrong. Stand on it that it is wrong. And when you can tell other people like that it is wrong and convince them that it is wrong, that's how you build the bond. You build the number. You build the form. You form the army. And before you know it, you will take on this hegemony, these criminals who are not so kind of mindful of thoughts like this.
The prediction some years ago that Nigeria would become a failed state has actually come to pass. Some of the indices of a failed state are when non-state actors possess equal or stronger or more potent power than a legitimately constituted government. Power of violence, instruments of coercion and violence, as we are saying now. And let us not always be saying Nigeria is indivisible, it is indissoluble. It's not a textbook definition. Indissolubility and indivisibility can only be brought about when you nurture unity, mutual respect, egalitarianism. It is already divided because every geopolitical zone is already going according to its own details. There is no cohesion. There is no leadership. Can't you see that Nigeria is hemorrhaging? Can't you see that we are bleeding? Can't you see that we are on a journey to no destination? Can't you see that the president should wake up from his self-imposed cocoon and hibernation and seize the reins of power and save Nigeria from what remains of ourselves, self-implosion, self-immolation? Can't you see that we are tottering? We are.
You see, I love that. Well, you know what? Just like me, we do the talking. The criminals, They do the doing. Adiola, thank you very much, dear sister, for that. As you and I are talking about the rot, they are plotting. If you see a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, if I see a senator and I say, hey, you, come here, Mr. Senator, they'll say, Maiyegun. Come here, who you be? Kneel down there, Mr. Senator. Do you think you are? They say, Maiyegun, Maiyegun. They have killed Maiyegun. They are going to kill him if I do that, Abi. But you see, the thug, an ex-convict, somebody who stole the money from his own people, made them poorer, right? Ran away to the UK, and he ended up in the jail in the UK, right? But he's a godfather in Nigeria. Nigeria is led by criminals. Let us go to Delta State. You know this guy? You see that guy you see on his nails? Is the senator of the Federal Republic of Liejiriya, where rogues, criminals are actually ruling over their conquered slaves called Liejiriyans. Let's go to Delta quickly before we go.
Partner, come here. Commissioner, what is your thoughts? You're not going for commissioner. You're not going for commissioner. Every time I call you, you know what you will talk about. Ugo, Salut. Talk too soon, also to talk. Talk. 70 years old man. But
that's a senator. But anyway, it is Nigeria. They say our culture. Person where they feed you, and where they feed you, you know, they buy time. Now Ibori made all of them criminals, making criminals, then criminals making laws for the citizens. How do you actually combine them and make them work? Stay safe. Anything they tell you right now about Oloye Sunday Igboho, let them talk, let them flex, let them laugh, let them make up stories and all of that. It will all fizzle out. Just as the real news will hit them. Just same way the real news hit them the other day. Yes, the battle for, they are fighting for extraction. You know what I'm talking about? Of Oloye Sunday Igboho back to Nigeria, but they don't have any law, any ground to get that achieved. Tomorrow, we're going to discuss the bail of Oloye Sunday Igboho in Benin Republic. He is also going through their asylum process as well, which means once he gets the asylum, whatever will happen after that, including if he has to leave them, also will happen. But going back to Nigeria, that is something that will require a serious, powerful, diplomatic arm twisting. Something that people have told us that can only be thought of, right? But it will never happen. Okay, tomorrow is Monday. Anybody who is still probably masturbating in public, those who are getting hard on because of Sunday Igboho or Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, tomorrow is a very, very significant day because tomorrow Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will also be in court and the Biafrans are welcome. Malamu has threatened them. He said if they see any Biafran with any IPOB shirt or flag or anything in Abuja, they will be arrested. And they have been advised, if you are going to attend the trial in Abuja tomorrow, please, just give what is Sisa to Sisa. You get what I mean now? You don't have to wear IPOB flag, IPOB shirt, or everything before you can prove that you are an IPOB. Your presence alone will intimidate them. Just don't let them make you their target, okay? You don't have to wear those, but you are welcome to attend the... So, bombard Abuja, shut down Abuja, let them know that they have taken the leader of over 60, 70 million people. Prove that to them. let Mazi Nnamdi Kanu know that he's not alone. As for Benin Republic, trust me, our people have already taken over every street that they can take over, including the facility where they are keeping, they are keeping Oloye Sunday Igboho. That is a fact. So tomorrow is a big day, not just for the Yoruba people and the freedom lovers. It is a big day for Benin Republic too, and the rule of law. So there's a lot to look forward to. If anybody comes and make up any story for you, just tell them to Meshonu. I don't know if that's what you should say. Meshonu, until we hear from the right people, right? And I think I hold the honor. I hold the honor of one of those right people you can hear from when that time comes. But for now, let's hang it. I'm going to see you later tonight. If you have the time, I think you should join me. There's going to be something to talk about, a lot. So until then, to my friends on YouTube, you guys, we are not many today on Sunday Sermon because I've not been bringing it back for a while. But do me a favor, for those of us who are there, you can give me that thumb up just before you go. All right? Give it under the video, share the video, and I'm going to see you later tonight as usual. Good afternoon.
Súnrakì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súnrakì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀ Súnrakì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀ Súnrakì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀ Súnrakì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀ Súnrakì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bíjó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀ Súnrakì. Maiyegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀ Súnrakì. Maiyegun ti dé. Kíkó nìna kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀ Súnrakì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀ Súnrakì. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀ Súnrakì. Maiyegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀ Súnrakì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súnrakì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀ Súnrakì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súnrakì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súnrakì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súnrakì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súnrakì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súnrakì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súnrakì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.